This wireless microphone has built-in mini lavalier mics. Let's check this out. Dave Taylor here, and I spend a lot of time working with microphones, and I'll tell you that in different situations, you want to use different mics. Wouldn't it be nice to have one microphone that can deal with all of the different situations you might encounter? That's what this is. This is very cool. Let me open this little door here. So let's see, it's on this side. So this is the BOYA Magic Microphone, and it is a 4-in-1 microphone. So as a handheld, it's a handheld microphone. It's nice and light, easy to work with, but you open the little door and there are two mini clip-on lavalier mics, and they're super easy to work with. So I can just clip one here, and assuming I can get it to clip, there we go. And now I could be ready to go, and it's all ready to actually work with. Now, wireless microphone, what about the receiver? So here's part of the great design here, is that the bottom is actually the receiver. And this is a USB-C receiver, so I can easily plug it into my Apple iPhone, and it's ready to go. So it will actually use that automatically as the audio input, and that will automatically use this lavalier microphone because I pulled this out from this unit. But if I put it back, let's take it off, it should be easier. And if I put it back, then I can actually use this as a handheld microphone. So it's really well thought out. There's even a 1/4-inch screw on the bottom and an optional tripod. They have a very nice little tripod. So I can do this. Let's get this to go on. And now I could easily use this, again, pull this out, plug this into my computer, and I can use this as a desktop microphone. How cool is all that, right? When I'm done, I just put the base back on so it stays there with a magnet, and I'm good to go. Now, the setup they sent me includes an alternative receiver with lightning connector. This is USB-C. They do have a number of different configurations, so you're going to want to make sure you get the right configuration. They also have this unit, which you can use to actually have 3.5 millimeter out, so you can plug this in to a DSLR, for example. So if you have something that wants 3.5 millimeter as a microphone input, you can use that adapter for it. But I'm going to tell you more about it, but let's just jump into a couple of demos. So the first one, I'm going to just demonstrate using the handheld mic and then using the little mini lav mic from a pretty far distance away. Hey there, I'm way over here and I'm using the handheld microphone, and you can hear it sounds really good. I'm in a really quiet environment, so there's not much point in trying to figure out how to test the background noise reduction, but I'll push the button anyway, so let's hear if it sounds any different. So now I'm talking, and this time it's removing any background noise, but as I said, I don't know that there's going to be much different here. So now let me try the little clip-on lav mic, and we'll see how that sounds. Now I'm just using the tiny lavalier mic, and you can't even see it, but then again, I'm pretty far away, so I might walk a little bit closer, but I would estimate that I'm probably a good 50 feet away from my iPhone right now, and you could hear it's crystal clear. It really does sound good. And I could put in that environmental noise, that AI noise reduction, but this is not a noisy enough environment. Let's go somewhere where it's a little noisier. Now for this second demonstration, I wanted a lot more background noise, so I just stood on the edge of a pretty busy road, and let's hear how that worked. All right, so I'm now in a really noisy environment. There are a lot of cars streaming by in both directions, and I don't have any noise canceling enabled, but this device has AI-powered noise canceling, so I'm going to go ahead and enable that. And the light turns from blue to green, and now we have the noise canceling enabled, so as these cars pass, then hopefully you won't be able to hear much of any of that noise, but it's definitely noisy from where I'm standing, so this should be a good test. The device is compatible with iPhone, Android, PC, Mac, and obviously DSLRs and camcorders and video cameras. So it's really super flexible. It includes 3 different cables: USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to USB-A, and the 3-part 3.5 millimeter cable too. So that would be used in conjunction with this, so you could plug it into your DSLR. I have 2 different base units. This is not every configuration. You can choose USB-C or Lightning, or get both. I would say save a few dollars, decide which one you really need, and just stick with that. There are windscreens for the little guys, and there's a big windscreen for the main mic that you can just push down, and now it looks even more like a professional microphone, right? So really fun. And there's also a windscreen for this. So depending on what environment you're shooting in, and I should mention, it comes with a carrying case to make it all super convenient to work with. So the real centerpiece of this is their AI noise reduction. And as you heard, it's pretty extraordinary. Those cars were driving past me and you didn't hear anything at all, which is pretty awesome. And so what they say is they can get up to 40 decibels of background noise reduction, which means that you really can shoot in a noisy environment and have it do all the work of getting rid of all that background sound so that people hear you when you're on camera. Or if you're interviewing someone, you might hand them the microphone and now you'll be able to hear them and not all the other noise that's all around you. So really pretty remarkable. All of this AI noise reduction technology is getting better and better. I keep talking about it because I'm just so impressed. It really is pretty magical. Now, in terms of specs, it's 48 kilohertz at 24 bits, 80 decibels signal to noise ratio, 33.5 decibels of sensitivity, and 20 to 20,000 hertz range frequency. So they say it has a range of 328 feet. Honestly, if you're 328 feet away from your source camera or something, you're going to be really small. So I'm not sure what the intent of having it work that far away is, but it's kind of nice to know that you can walk away from your camera or have your camera person gone the other side of the street or across a bridge or even across a gorge or a chasm, and they're still going to be able to hear you. So you could use like the little mic while you're doing stunts from far away coming towards the camera, and it's going to sound crystal clear the whole time. Which means you have to also ask the question of what about battery life? And they've done a nice job there too. So these have 6 hours of battery life. This has 6 hours of battery life, but this charges the mini labs. So when I put it back in, it's now charging again, which means in total, I'm going to be able to use 30 hours of recording. So if you charge it up, then you are going to be good to go for an entire day of recording without any stress. And so let me also show you, let's get a quick tour of the plugs and ports. So there's not much to see, but if you pull the bottom off, there is that hole and magnet. But what's interesting is that on this, there is USB-C. Why do they do that? Because if I plug it into my phone, I can plug in a charger here and my phone can charge even while this is still picking up that audio signal. So that's well thought out. And then on this, the very back, there are 4 tiny LEDs that show you battery status. And right below that is, you guessed it, a USB-C port for charging. So all of this really easy to work with. For this unit, there is also USB-C right next to that 3.5 millimeter jack. And then on the other side of this are 2 buttons, one for power and turning on and off noise canceling, and the other one for adjusting volume or gain, as you would want to do to sort of get it to align with the expectations of input for your camera. So that's pretty much everything. There's a quick start guide. There is a warranty guide, a quick start guide, and there is an information sheet. This looks like a possible registration sheet for warranty. and it comes with an app. So before we wrap this up, I'm going to actually turn the microphone on, and let's go ahead and let's jump into the app, and let me show you what that looks like too. The app is called BOYA Central, so I'm going to launch that. And because I have the base unit plugged into my phone and the microphone on, you can see that it's already connected successfully. So I'm going to tap on it, and it's actually picking up my voice, and that's through this microphone. You can see that it went orange because it was like, that's a bit much when you blow on my microphone. Honestly, that's how a lot of people test mics, so it's not just me. And you can adjust the output gain. You can see the battery level. And if we tap on the 3 dots, there's some more information about firmware version. Looks like there might be an update. So I should upgrade. I'm not going to because I know that you do not want to watch me upgrade, but that's really important. Keep up with your firmware. So you can see that's how to do it. And then I can get here and get to some other settings too, including recording modes. So instead of mono, I might want to go to stereo. And stereo means that if I'm using this, then this is only, see, now this is turned, let's see. So this is only on one channel, but if I was in mono, it would feed the same signal to both left and right. Why would I put it in this mode? Because I have 2 lavalier mics. So one of them might be left, and the other one, once it catches up here, will be the right signal. So it does that. It should do that. Let's see. There we go. So this is right and this is left. You can see that on that chart there. And when I put these back in, it will just automatically switch back to the microphone itself. Really a lot of smarts here. And then going a little further down here, let's see, where are we? We're here. And, oh, I see. So it's, I think when you put the lav mics in, it turns off the main mic. So I'll just turn that back on. And it takes a second or two to synchronize. And there we go. So now we're back here. But let's go back into mono. So that way it'll be on both left and right. But I want to show you a little further down. You can actually adjust the EQ. You can have a custom EQ. So we can go here and we can actually adjust exactly what we want, or we can just do something like, let's do a low cut 75 Hertz, for example. And then you can turn on and off the lights. So the transmission indicator, the auto off, which is what I think I just encountered, I can turn that off. So it's not an enormous number of settings, but it's enough that you really get a lot of control over your device. And they've done a really nice job of making that an integrated part of this experience, which is great. So that's pretty much everything I have now. I really like this microphone. I don't often have the situation where I want to use it handheld, but I could totally see, like, interviewing someone. It's a very natural thing, and I think people are pretty comfortable if I had like this and I was talking, and then it would be like, well, what do you think? So man on the street sort of interviews, perfect. And then when you decide you actually want to go to the lavalier, you just open it up and secret superpower, it has teeny tiny little lavaliers. And in fact, let's have a real close look at this too, because this is a really simple device. There's almost no controls. There's one button, and that button lets you turn on and off that AI-powered noise reduction. So again, really straightforward to use all of this. They've done a beautiful job with all their engineering. The app works pretty surprisingly well. A lot of these apps are really confusing. This one seems to work pretty well. It takes a couple of seconds for things to synchronize, but we can live with that because by the time you walk to your mark and actually get ready to start recording, it's all going to be ready to go. And so this is the camera that I used for those demos. I put it on a larger tripod. And as you saw, the video footage I got was really clean and crisp. You could also use this little guy. So this makes it really easy if you want to use it as a microphone adjacent to your computer, but it also has a shoe mount compatibility. So you can use this. I think it actually works with this maybe. Yeah. So, you can use it like that. So if you're going to be using this to get that 3.5 millimeter out, it's all in one place. It's all very convenient. Everything's really well thought out. So really props to BOYA, and if you're poised to get a better microphone, something like this is super portable, super easy to work with, has great AI environmental noise reduction, and of course, it's very, very convenient to use. And I love the little hidden lav mics, and these are under 1 ounce each. I promise you will put these on and you will absolutely forget that you have them on. So what's not to like here? So that's everything I wanted to share with you. I will invite you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon for notifications of my new content. And if you found this of value, give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Excellent. This with the little guys, but not with the tripod. This is the BOYA Magic Microphone, and it is $129.99, currently discounted down to $89.99 at Amazon.com. If you would like to add the tripod, then you can get it as a bundle for $109.99. Look at the different configurations. Remember, you're going to probably make a choice between USB-C for the receiver and Lightning for the receiver. If you have no devices that need Lightning, then don't get this. It's not just an unnecessary expenditure. But if you have both kinds of phones, so older iPhones and maybe Android or newer iPhones or PCs or whatever, then that USB-C is the way to go too. And you could have this in your hands pretty darn easily. So that's what I got. Very impressed. So I will hope to catch you in my next video.